I remember when there were 17 Republican candidates. Yes, even you, George Pataki. He loves Arizona. He's been very vocal about that throughout the campaign. So I'm sure he will talk about how much he loves Arizona when he's at the convention center.
Yeah, despite
today.
our heat and all this time of year.
You know, Trump likes golf, and we have a lot of golf courses here.
Yeah.
Everyone's asking about the Clinton email investigation, but in different ways. If you're a Democrat, you're asking, well, why did you have to make this announcement 11 days before the election?
Right.
And if you're a Republican, you're like, well, why was she doing something that is illegal? You know, why does Anthony Weiner have access to these classified emails?
Right.
So Kofefe was fun the first week. Or Kofifi, or however you say it, or Kofifi.
No, it's Fefe.
Tomato.
Look, it's Fefe.
No, you know what? A lot of people on the internet the first night, I was up late that night following the Kofifi
I
trend.
bet you were.
Most people on the internet voted Kofifi.
What
Are
I
you
was
on
told.
Snapchat?
Of course.
Really?
Of course.
Quick Starbucks stop before my next interview. I have to know what your favorite drink is, Senator McCain.
Cappuccino.
Cappuccino?
Yeah, just cappuccino. None of this
Fancy
stuff
stuff?
like cinnamon dolce latte frou-frous.
You would never want to go to a coffee shop with me then. I am very torn, Ron.
I know.
You
but
know, I was on The Price is Right, and I had to decide between
know,
two
this is
options.
very tough.
And it was the hardest game ever. It wasn't like I was playing a game of skill. It was just like
I
decide
know.
one of the two prices. And I can't even decide what I'm going to eat for lunch on any given day.
Yeah.
Let's get to the headlines, though. I mean, I have
Yep.
a few top stories right here. To
Ooh,
my
I liked how
left,
you did
right,
that,
whatever.
Samia. I liked how you...
Like that.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
Vanna White of me.
It would be really interesting to see Kid Rock versus Eminem.
Right. I mean, they're both from Detroit, but they have vastly different points of view.
Yeah.
And it would be interesting to see two entertainers. I joked about it on Twitter, you know, the idea of Kid Rock versus Eminem.
Yep.
If you told me in 1999 that there was a showdown between the two,
Yeah.
I would have thought it was the top spot for TRL, Total Request Live on MTV.
There you go.
Not the U.S. Senate.
40 years from now. It's possible,
And I'm
Samia.
glad you brought up Nixon, because there is this tweet circulating all over the internet. I don't know if you've seen it. It's been retweeted tens of thousands of times at this point, but it's from the Nixon library.
Oh.
And it's something to the effect of, even Nixon didn't fire the FBI director.
Yeah.
From
That
the
actually
official
came-
library
that
account.
came from the library account?
Yeah,
That's
the official
interesting.
account. It wasn't some parody account. I'm going to see if I can find it. It has a blue check mark. It's the official. Yeah.
Here's a fun fact.
Just wanted to share that with you.
Well, all of official Washington is in meltdown mode.
We've had a pretty charged political climate,
Absolutely.
but I don't think it's ever been like
Well,
this.
the last couple of years have been
I remember,
insane.
right?
The last couple, I mean, specifically the 2016 election, the lead up to it, 2015 going into 2016. But a lot of people would argue that Donald Trump was a big part of that. And social media also has to be factored in as well. I mean, people feel really involved in the whole process because
Right.
they can comment online in real time, and you're part of this community that's commenting as things are happening. And I really do think that something like Twitter has really, you know,
Especially when your president is tweeting
right,
directly to the people. I don't think there's ever been more of an unfiltered line of communication between a president and the public.
Right. I mean, but that was the same line of communication that helped President Trump win. He got to talk directly
absolutely.
to his people. My favorite moment this campaign season has got to be when Donald Trump got the crowd to chant "No more Oreos." He's talking about how all the jobs are going to Mexico and companies were going to Mexico, and he was upset because Nabisco had taken their company to Mexico, and obviously a classic Nabisco item that everyone knows is
Yep.
Oreos. And next thing you know, we have this "No more Oreos" chant. I'm going to play it for the viewers.
Which means what? No more Oreos. No more Oreos. No more Oreos. Oh, it's going to be tough getting off Oreos.
Here, Ron, we are talking about Brock Turner once again. This is the 20-year-old making headlines because he only received a 6-month sentence for sexually assaulting a girl. This whole time that the news media was covering this story, the photo that they had out there wasn't actually the original mugshot. Yeah, it's so
Okay.
interesting because when you look at the original mugshot, which was just released Monday night, you can see him look more, I guess the way I describe it, he looks more like a bro. And the mugshot that we've been seeing out there, he looks a bit more cleaned up.
Sure
or
he
you're
does.
seeing the smiling, like yearbook photo of him.
Like
and,
he's going out on a job interview with Mr. Clean Cut.
right, and everyone's wondering, was that done on purpose to influence public opinion?
So why are so many millennials
Because
afraid
they
to buy a
don't
house or a
like
condo?
Commitment. They don't like the idea
Why?
of a
Why?
loan. They'd rather have the money in the bank to go on random excursions, travel, things
But
like
what
that.
if the monthly cost was less? That's
I
the
also
other part of
think
the
that maybe
story.
it's because most millennials were coming of age during the housing crisis of the 2000s, and perhaps that instilled fear a decade ago.
Yeah, but that's a long time ago.
I'm just saying.
I mean, the other part of
fears you build in those crucial adolescent years are the fears you take with you into adulthood.
I guess
until
so.
you pay to see a therapist.
I guess, yeah. You got a 1600?
Well, no, a perfect SAT math score.
How come you're not some brilliant engineer, pulling down
Because
millions?
I'm a brilliant host of Fox News Now instead.
He has leaders from all sorts of faiths speaking, and I think that's really what he wanted to be about. He was about love and peace and just bringing the world together. Not really pointing out our differences, but, remembering our similarities. And I think a lot of people forget that nowadays, especially with everything going on in the world. I think if you look at the fundamentals of most religions, all religions, they say the same thing. They stress harmony and peace and being good to your neighbor and being kind and respectful and honest. And, everyone else gets caught up in the politics of it all, it seems, these days. And we forget that if you're, just a truly good person, I think every religion teaches that.